Swoosh Life Podcast. Season 3. Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Swoosh Life Podcast with your hosts, Gumby, Matt, and Keith. We are back with episode 56 of the Swoosh Life Podcast. Guys, welcome back. It's been a little bit. It is mid-September. We are recording. This is not the Monopoly episode. Sorry to spoil your fancies there, people listening, but we just wanted to give you something. It's been a while. We missed talking to y'all. So we are back, and we got a couple of things to talk about today. We're going to cover some fun topics, some golf topics, some Nike topics, kind of like what we do on this podcast. But we are back, and we are happy to have you here listening along and to break that spell of people re-listening to our podcast after they've been itching for it. So, Matt, how are you doing out there, buddy?
I'm doing good. I listen to the episodes. So when I travel, I like to re-listen, just, see what I could have done better and, second guess myself as I always do, just like on the golf course. But yeah, spent 4 days in Indianapolis, 4 days in Houston, and I'm leaving tomorrow for 4 days in Orlando. So it'll be welcome when this drops on Wednesday. You guys, I'll be in Orlando then. So yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to these topics tonight. I think they're really good topics. So Keith, how you feeling?
Feeling great, guys. Gumby, were you going to say Nick Spears instead of my name?
Yeah, of course I was. I've done 8,000 times this year. Yeah,
of course you were.
It's the N in your name, like the Nike Golf KW. It always trips me up because I read it, and I read Mitt, and then I'm like, Keith.
So, next time I'll just put at and then Spears and see what you do there.
And then I'll be fine. So, I just I stink sometimes. That's all.
No, sorry, had to get us going a little bit here, but no, it's been a busy week back and forth in New York a little bit here and there. Hope everybody's golf games are getting a little better for the fall golf. I'm getting a little rusty. Need to get back out there, practice. I need to practice a little bit more. That's what it is.
Fall golf is a good time for practice, though, I feel like.
Yeah. I put the mallet putter away, and I brought back the original method. It's back in the bag and putted very well a couple of days ago. A lot of 8 to 10 footers saved for par. Now scrambling on the greens, so the putter helped. But
there you go.
Gumby, what have you been up to? I
made a mistake in the remember. We talked about me switching to the Origin, and I did it without a practice round, which was just a mistake. And I wanted to, and I just forgot it on that Wednesday, and so then I did it. And luckily, they don't play by like actual tournament rules here because I played with it the first day, and then on the second day, I got through 4 holes, and we started on a random hole. So I got back to the clubhouse, and I went to my truck and I grabbed my putter and I put it in the bag, and I hit I hit 6 putts. I made 5 of them on the green, and then I went to the first tee, and I played pretty well. But it's not leaving the bag again. I don't know what it is. I thought that I could, like, with the softer face of the Origin, hit it harder, but then I could never commit to actually hitting it harder. And then everything became really like wipey and soft, and I just didn't like it. So other than that, playing in a tournament today, we came in second place, 10 under, and tied with the first under. It just went down to hardest handicap holes. So that was fun. Making eagles, making birdies is always a fun time out there, and taking home some money. So not bad. I was telling Matt pre-show, I found something in my game, and it's thanks to Scotty Scheffler. And so we can get right into like topics and stuff, but I think amateurs, and I think us as golf fans always tend to look at pros and the number one people, Rory, Tiger, all that, and try and emulate their swings, right? And I think Tiger said something he was at his TGR event, TGR Invitational down in Liberty National, I believe, this past week. And we saw him out there for the first time, chipping one-handed, right? But he said, get off YouTube and just start hitting balls. And so now my driver swing was a little bit like gone, and I don't hit it that far this year. And what I did started slowing my backswing down. And my tempo was really like improved because I get all this weight shifting back quick. It's very hard, as we know, in inertia and physics, to move it the other way, fast as well. It doesn't go that way. So if we take it back slow, it's an easier transfer of energy through the ball. But because of Scotty and his ridiculous footwork, lately I've been doing this little step through, this little walk through as I hit the ball. And holy cow, what a difference does it make? Because my hips actually clear. And so my swing is ugly. It doesn't look good. It's a walk through swing, which is a drill, but I do it on the course and I can hit a straight ball like 265, 270 now, and I'm pretty happy about that. So thank you, Scotty, for your help. And now it might translate down into my irons and stuff. The slow tempo has started to transfer into my irons slowly, and that's been a big help. So maybe the step through, walk through will come as well. So do you guys find that at all? Do you get trapped in the perfect swing kind of thing, or have you started to, I know Arnie said it, swing your swing, but it's really hard to because everyone's swings are kind of very similar, right? There's only a handful of Jim Furyk's, Matt Wolf's of out there, that Scotties that are different. And so do you guys get trapped in like trying to do things like very by the book, very like on plane, under, like stuff, or have you learned how to swing your own swing? Matt, I know you sort of have because you got the fadeaway, but like, do you guys get stuck in that? And listeners out there, do you guys get stuck in that? Is there anything that like would help you, a drill or anything like that would change your swing and your game if it looked bad? Keith, your thoughts?
Well, first off, I think you have the new dancing shoes, the T-Dub 20s. That's why you're feeling Scotty-ish a little bit.
True.
And you're
God almighty, those things are sweet. I don't know how I was so late on that bandwagon, but the TW 20s are, baby, those are nice.
Yeah, I feel it. I'm gonna probably do whatever Tiger tells me to do, so I'm definitely gonna stay off YouTube. And it's very seldom that I record my swings.
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of feel what I'm doing or what I need to do. And that's where you just need to go out there and just like kind of imagine yourself hitting that shot, or just imagining, your hands coming through, your head standing still, all these different things and stuff. But I don't really, like I said, I don't videotape my swing a lot to where I'm like going to stop it and pick it apart and like, oh, it's what I need to do and stuff. I'm going to swing my own swing. It's not the smoothest. It's not the prettiest. But I feel like the more and more you hit golf balls, I think the more and more easy it becomes of making good contact and getting some sort of smoothness down of your own swing.
Yeah.
That's about it. I think. Matt, how's your swing looking? Or what do you do? Do you videotape your swing at all, or have anybody look at it or anything?
I've given up. on videotaping it. And one of the things is, we have this golf podcast, right? Like the three of us are on a golf podcast, and you feel like this pressure to have this like really pretty swing if you dare post it on social media. So yeah, like the last probably 7 to 8 years, I've been fighting my flat backswing. I have a super flat backswing. It's interesting when I played with coworkers recently, right? Like, they know I like golf, they know I play golf, so they're expecting this, right? And I'm like, and instead of like trying to make a pretty swing, I just swung my swing and I just mashed the ball everywhere. And that was like the beginning of like my good streak in the summer. And everybody's like, oh, they're like more impressed by ball flight than they are about the swing. See, like on Instagram, you can't see the ball flight. Right. So as long as you're getting the ball flight you want, I think that's really what we all should be after. Because I used to see somebody, shout out to Steve Gilly, used to be a Nike staffer up here. He's over at Stonebridge here in the Chicagoland area. And there were years I would go see him. I'd see him like once a year, twice a year, right? Like right before. And sometimes I'd be like, how do I get to here? Right? Like, and I'm asking him how to get to this point that probably did I need to get there? I was like stuck in the whole Hank Haney thing. Like, Hank Haney had that really long streak on Twitter where he's like, show me the top of your backswing. And then he would tell everybody what was wrong with their swing just based on the very top, if they were across the line, on the line, upright, flat, whatever. And I noticed he never ever picked somebody that had a flat swing like me. It was always somebody that was like really upright. And I've always wanted to be upright because Jack was upright and Tiger was upright and everybody's super upright. You just kind of accept it. So then I'm like, man, I think I wasted a lesson trying to be something I'm not. Right. Like I should have just gone into the lesson saying like, look, this is, and then the last few years when I do go, about once or twice a year, I go take a look. And then sometimes my brother works at the golf store. So he usually has like a teaching pro next to him. So if somebody cancels, I'll jump in. And the one pro, there's two pros at his old store. So I won't name names. There's two pros. One guy was obsessed with positions. One guy was like, oh, you got to get here and you got to do this. And and then the other guy, this guy was great. He's like, Ben Hogan was flat. So-and-so was flat, right? Who cares? As long as you get the result you want, as long as you can repeat it, let's go for it. Like I love it. It's so yeah, swing your swing. But I want to circle back to this TW20 discussion. and like, let's frame it this way, because I've been super curious about the TW20. It was in your size. I'm happy I could get that for you, man. Where would you rank it? Like, is it a top 5 shoe of the last 3 years? So it's been 3 years. Like, out of all the shoes that you've worn, would you rank it top 5, top 3, top 10?
Yeah, I think it's top 5, and it's interesting because it's comfortable. I think that the funny thing is like I put it on and I have comfortable shoes, but then it has like a weird tongue, or I have comfortable shoes, good tongue, but then not spiked. You know what I mean? Like, so it's stuff like that where it's like it has a really good tongue, it has comfortability, it has a sleek design, and then it has spikes. And so like I walked in them, I've ridden in them. Like it's just one of those things where like I put them on and then it kind of feels like the TW13s to me. It's like I put them on because I know they're a TW shoe that actually fit and like look good. I had a TW what was it, 17, the black with the strap, right? And I don't like looking down at black shoes, and so like I had that as a shoe, and I didn't ever feel that like confidence because it's like I'm looking down at a black shoe. But now I have TW20 in a white and a TW13 in white. Like I look down and I feel like confident. Like there's that like extra little bit of like, aha, like I got. It's like a Lion King. He lives in you. He lives in me. Like a little TW inside of me. So, which don't say that too many times. So
that's how I feel every day. It's always
it's just one of those things.
He's got the TW hat. Yeah.
I just there's a little bit of confidence to it. I think for me, top 5 only because of like playability, right? Like. I don't think that I've played enough in the next percent, to be quite honest, to like feel that as like a great shoe. I also have a pretty like colorway that I got for like one thing and one thing only. Haven't got another colorway out of it, so I'm like, shoot, like probably need to do that. But yeah, I just enjoy them. With like the spike pattern, I just know why they're a pretty solid shoe on the tour and everything.
It goes back to us talking about how it's been a missed opportunity that there hasn't been other colorways or like other celebratory colorways of the shoe. With Scotty winning, you could have just done a Masters themed shoe for Scotty and for Tiger this year. You could have done that.
And there's like so little like detail accents that could be customized properly to do that. And I think of like the Victory Tour 3 where there's not much to it, but yet then there is a Masters version. There's the VT2 actually had like the lobster version. Like there's stuff out there that like they still found the details and added it to it for majors that could have been done for the TW20, but I just don't think that's where their priorities are. And at the time when originally making it, they made it only for one person and then others wore it. And so you don't see that the extra customability, it's not a word, but on that shoe because because of that person, I would say. You know what I mean?
Customizability? No, wait. Now I'm searching for the word.
Customization, I guess it would be.
I'm gonna try to spell it for everybody.
There you go.
So,
but yep. Speaking of, we're going into people who wear Nike shoes. We get pumped. Whether it's Scotty, sometimes people are wearing everybody's shoe. We had a little situation happen with a Nike staffer, an N7 golfer, Gabby Lemieux, who famously is the first woman of Indigenous peoples' descent to qualify for the U.S. Women's Open last year. She was in Q school. She's been playing on the Epson Tour. She was in Q school. A little thing happened where, I believe if I get this wrong, please correct me. Her caddy noticed a player improperly marking a ball. She let her playing partner know. They took a look at it. They called the rules official. After that, she ends up signing a wrong scorecard and gets DQ'd from Q school. How do you guys feel about the rule being that if you sign an incorrect scorecard in certain tournaments, and Gumby, I know you got really good thoughts, so we'll go to you and then Keith, because I know Gumby's had really good articulation on this situation. How do you feel about people signing improper scorecards and getting DQ'd completely?
Yeah, well, first off, thoughts to Gabby, because we've shouted out a bunch on the channel and on Instagram, and she's always responded kindly. And then she got kind of backlash on this. She's kind of disappeared a little bit because people, keyboard warriors, like to talk, and so saying focus on your own stuff instead of other people, and it's but that's not the rules of golf, right? The rules of golf
you have to protect the field. You do have to protect
and
the field.
So but I have a problem with that, in a tournament, whether it's PGA Tour, whether it's a local tour with people with markers and stuff like that, someone is keeping your score for you. There is on PGA Tour, there in signing an incorrect scorecard, and it's happened on the forgive me, it's not the web anymore, but it's what's the PGA? Corn Ferry. I don't know why I went to the web. It's happened a couple times this year on the Corn Ferry, but it's marking an incorrect scorecard when it's out there on ESPN or it's out there on Golf Channel or anything like that, where the field is a live scoring field, someone is scoring for you, is just so dumb to me, because I just think you shouldn't have, you're thinking about playing golf, and yes, when you go out with your buddies and you put it and you mark a scorecard and you mark it incorrect, no person's going to be oh, that's a 2-shot penalty, oh, you lost, you owe me $40, you know what I mean, or whatever it is. It's just going to be oh, whatever. And I just think that that professional and amateur golf is just completely different in how they're officiated and all that stuff, because you don't get markers, you don't get fans, you don't get grandstands, all of that stuff. And sometimes I play if I can't find my ball, and especially in fall golf in the middle of a fairway, but someone would find it if I was playing on the PGA Tour, I'd just drop another one and play it, because it's here. I'm not cheating or went out of bounds or anything like that. It's here, and it would have been found. It's just some people are such sticklers on that, and that's what just doesn't make the game fun sometimes. And so I think it's an unfortunate situation. I think it was a couple weeks ago, so it's kind of fallen out of the media cycle now. But I don't know. You also just have to, the rules of golf are what keep the sanctity of golf in a sense too. But those rules, because there is self-policing and there is all that, but those rules are also not fair depending on a situational thing, and that to me is what seems wrong.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything you're saying, Gumby, on the rules of golf. And there's always going to be rules that we're going to agree with and rules that we're going to disagree with. That's why they're there. That's why they're in place. But I think Gabby's, we've seen her already overcome this. She's back hitting shots, hitting golf balls, hopefully playing in tournaments soon, qualifying again. But no, I'm 100% with you, Gummy. The rules are always looked at every year. Is there going to be a slight tweak here, slight tweak there, anything like that? But we're not playing their conditions every week. That's the thing. We're the amateur, thinking that we can play up to their level sometimes, most of the time. But and if you're out there by yourself, it's a game of honesty too. So are you taking those strokes when you have a lost ball, or you go OB? Are you teeing it up, or are you taking the new rule, hitting 4 from the middle of the fairway? These new rules are helped to improve the game and speed up the game of play as well. So, Matt, do you have any words on the rules or with Gabby's incident?
I mean, I feel for her because I played college tennis, really low level college tennis, and when you play college tennis, you actually call your own side. Like, we don't have umpires, we didn't have ball boys and ball girls. We actually call, like, oh, so if my opponent hits a shot on my side, I have to let you know if it's out. Like, I stop playing, I say, yep, that's out. And I remember one time playing a guy in my conference and had to play him twice a year, and anything that was close went his way. You know what I mean? And you could do a couple things, like, we would just be like, nope, yours is out. Like, just call it, like, just straight up be like, call out one that's in, like, nope, this is out, because I know what you're pulling, pal. But when you get into that mode, then they get in your head. And especially with game, this is such a mental game. Like, I think maybe it affected her. Obviously, it affected her to the point that she signed an incorrect scorecard. And then this is one case where I think we need to look at rules and maybe look the other way. And before all of you say, oh, why are you caping for Gabby and all this stuff? A certain very similar situation happened with a certain guy in a certain tournament in Augusta. Remember the drop where they were like, hey, before you sign this scorecard, let's talk about it. This is the penalty we're going to assess and sign the correct thing, right? And then people were like, that's preferential treatment. So this is where I think, like, if you sign an incorrect scorecard, and to your point, Gumby, if there are other means of scoring that correct you, then take a penalty and go about, especially at Q school. Like, has anybody ever looked how much it costs to go to Q school?
So much. It's like $7,000. I see there was like $7,000 or something like that. I thought I saw it as something ridiculous, or maybe it's 13. It's expensive.
And there's multiple stages, there's multiple stages to it. So it's like, what the hell? Like, this person waits all year. They've been grinding all year. They make one mistake, and there goes $7,000 out the window. Or God forbid they were in another stage and they're 21 grand in. It's like, which speaks to how much money it takes to play golf and all that stuff. And speaking of how much money it takes to play golf, we can save you some cash because app days are here, 25% off. And while I was cruising the clearance section, Gumby, you noticed some very interesting things that are dropping. Maybe
I am a fan of some of these colors right here. I'll take a little peek into my cart. I'm not buying anything for my wife who might be watching, but throwing these on there. This is my new favorite color. This Bordeaux in the 5 pocket is just phenomenal. Like, guys, just think about this from like a classy Christmas evening, maybe a Christmas date night with your girl, guy, whoever you're feeling. Like, you're going out in the town, you got like you're gonna go take some pictures in front of the Christmas tree, or maybe the Hanukkah, menorah that's out in the middle of your town center. Like, you just look good in these. Like, you can just wear a nice little overcoat. You could wear a nice cream sweater, black sweater. You could wear, tan thing. Like, the Bordeaux pants do not F around here. This is just a nice, classy, perfect look for the holiday season coming up. You got cranberry sauce on you? Don't worry, you can't see it. Spill a little wine? Don't worry, you can't see it. Bordeaux, where it's at. Oh, and if you really want to go full Barney on it, we just go to the Bordeaux shirt from Tiger Woods here.
Ooh.
And I mean, I'm always looking for a purple shirt. I think I look good in purple, actually, and I don't have really a good strong one. This one might be going in the closet real soon because the Dry Fit ADV, Tiger Woods Bordeaux, It's got a little bit of that like light purple, almost blue, coming through with some of that like I guess we'll call it like a leaf slash
It's like an electric palm tree.
Yeah, pattern of stuff. And I just I'm a big fan of this color. I don't think you could wear these pants together, truthfully. Pants and shirt.
You wouldn't go all Bordeaux.
No, I think that would be a little heinous. But I like both of them, and I think they're a great addition and part of the 10-1 drop, as Keith pointed out pre-show. And some of those stuff, some of that stuff is starting to drop this week on NDC. Now, not a part of the App Days promotional code going on, but you know what is this dry fit polo, the Dutch blue one, where I think it looks like a nice summer day at a local pool. And yeah, I'm a big fan of this polo as well. I wish it was in a bigger size. I know Ryan Mullen has this polo, and I might steal it from him.
I gotta go back to the Bordeaux pants. I gotta ask both of you.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, so let's just say it's holiday season. I got the Bordeaux pants. Do you remember the quarter zip hoodie in the bright green? Would that go holiday, or is the green too bright to go with the Bordeaux? Yeah.
I think Bordeaux is white, black, cream. You could probably go with a real forest green or a gold. Those are my like 4 colors that you could get away with this. You know, you gotta keep it classy. This is a classy pant. This is not I'm gonna throw some Volt on this. Like, I don't think that's gonna work. You know, classy. You know, like those.
It is
like those 19. You know, like the East Side 1961s. Classy, just smooth finish to it. That's what I'm feeling.
Keith, do you agree? So you stick with those colors?
Oh yeah, we can stick with those ones. I do like. We can definitely find some shade of green to go with these Bordeaux pants. Would be awesome.
I think like a forest. I don't think Mickey does very good.
It needs to be a darker, dark on dark kind of thing. Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, man. Yeah, a little sneak peek on the thing. But yeah, I think there's some good colors coming out. 10-1 should be cool to see some stuff out there. App Days, extra 25% off, but go to the NDC app, guys. Go take a look around, see what's there, get 25% off. Your fall styles, back to school stuff. I know we're already back to school, but go see if your favorite team, go Jags, even though they lost today. You know, have any sort of apparel out there, and take advantage, because 25 is a really good deal for NDC.
Okay, so you're gonna have to pull up NDC back up, because as part of this, I wanted us to kind of call out like our favorite golf pickups in this. So go to the Air Jordan 1 G, because these 2 colorways, Gumby, I could see you in the Bordeaux pants with one of these 2 colorways. So the Jordan 1 High G in the white Bordeaux. So if you go to the High G.
Oh, the High G.
Yeah. High G.
The 6, you mean?
No, the 1.
Oh, the high one.
They're on there, yeah.
Yeah, so go if you just click Jordan. There you go. Those 2 right there. Boom. Okay,
wow,
so
that's it. They both go with the
you could go 25% off of the G. It's full price. It's 180, so 25 off of that, and it is Bordeaux. Or you also have the Masters. I was going to call out. I think that's a great deal on the Masters.
Yeah, these Masters ones. Yeah,
everybody went crazy. Is it a Masters release? And then when it wasn't a Masters release, like
so 38% off plus 25% off. Like if we put that in here, is this
put
actually what?
So could that white and green one go with the Bordeaux, or because obviously the Bordeaux and white go?
I think so. 110 in the thing, and then view bag. Guys, we might just save you some super money here. Let's do.
Don't forget Rakuten gets you another 4 to 8% depending on what the deal is.
Now I'm doing it on my app. Okay. Forgot. It's got to be you got to do it in the app, people. You got to do it in the app. So,
update.
Oh, do you?
app.
Yeah.
I do it in my browser. Sometimes it works.
Oh, well, promo code. Okay, let me do.
All right, so the
App
Jordan
thing.
1 High G drops from $110.97 to $83.23.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's really good.
Yeah, so it didn't let me do it on browser, so I'm doing it in the app right now.
Okay.
Promo code app days.
Yeah, because I noticed like you have the Jordan 6s, you have the black one from the PGA is on there.
$83 right here for those on YouTube. You can see it right there. App days takes 25% off of 110, which is you're saving pretty close to $100 on a Jordan 1 High. That's not bad. That's not bad, people. Not bad.
So do you go for the value with the white green, or do you go for the one that matches? Take the 25% off the one.
Personally, I'd have to go with one that matches.
Yeah.
I think his green is a little too bright. I think if it wasn't shiny, if it was like matte, I'm all in. I'm all in on it, but I think it's just a touch shiny, and I like this Bordeaux with the silver.
Yeah.
Because silver, gold, wear a black turtleneck with a big chain. You're
It'd be like your new album cover or something like that.
There you go.
Guys, if you see me in that this Christmas, don't ask questions. That's exactly what might happen.
And a little heads up, the Nike Golf Reversible Bucket from the US Open is on there for 25% off, the t-shirt from the US Open, and the Always Fresh t-shirts. And they restocked in some sizes on those.
Yeah.
So pretty good stuff. Anything else that caught your eye, Keith, in this sale?
I did like that they did throw a couple of the US Open, like you said, Matt, a couple of US Open picks came back up. The hat, which I snagged, with like the paint droppings all over the hat.
Yeah.
And the scripted Nike Golf, that was good. I do like a couple of the polos, the different colorways that came out. The Tommy Fleetwood cardigan is out with a couple of different colorways. We have some winter gloves as well, which are pretty cool.
Hot damn, that's the first time in a long time.
We have a golf cart. We're currently looking at golf cart mitts right now, and they look awesome. And
wait a minute,
and they look warm.
Are they like split finger though? Let's take a look at these. Okay, hold on.
Oh,
I'm getting my originals
like
out.
ET, like aliens.
They haven't changed. Like Jason Day is still wearing these. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And so this is just the new mitt. Like, what a it's a game changer here.
You know it's getting cold in New York when Gumby pulls out the mitt.
Out of nowhere. This is me ready for fall golf gear there, guys. Yeah. So, but I also I wear these just to go sledding in. Like, they are a good mitt. Yep. So these kind of mitts have me excited. Like,
I wonder if they are split.
No, they are. You can see it.
I just switched.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
there we
it's
go.
a solid palm. Yeah,
which is nice. Cold weather is no problem for those dedicated to being on the course. Thermal technology helps manage your body's warmth during those chilly driving the cart. While the cinched wrist designed to help keep the warmth inside. You need to store the cart keys. Use this zipper pouch on top to find them quickly when you're moving to the next hole.
Okay, wait a minute.
Are they telling you that you can put a cart key in?
Why would you put the cart key?
Why would you take the key out of the cart?
Look, I appreciate good copywriting, and I was about to compliment Nike because some of their copywriting has gotten better on this stuff. But this one, who is carjacking in the middle of winter in the fall golf? Who's coming out of the woods and taking your cart?
Man, that's so funny.
Some random walker
to find them
$18.
Like, do you mean like a tee? Like, do you mean like maybe like my tees? Maybe I don't know, ball marker. Oh,
like your divot tool or something, like we don't already have cargo pockets. That's an all timer. That's almost as good as the guy Jordan Rogers and I were talking about.
What is this one? Okay, so this is a new Therma glove.
Like a running glove.
Golf gloves, though. Grab your clubs and hit the green no matter the weather. These golf clubs have Therma technology to help you manage your body's heat, keeping you warm in the cold. The durable suede palm helps improve your grip on the club, even when it's raining. So these are like the new rain gloves, but they're also like thick because there was a different rain glove too. Wasn't there up here? Yeah, these are the Storm Fit gloves. So they have now they have 3 So they have 4 gloves out there, which is kind of nice. So this is not where we thought this episode was going, by the way, but you're on the ride now, so hang on. So we have a Storm Fit glove. We've got a Therma like running glove, but you could also like not take them off and hit with them, which is kind of cool. And you have the big mitt glove, which is kind of nice. So they're really pushing fall golf up here, just stay warm.
Look at that. Okay, so while we're on the topic of like
this.
.com mishaps, can you please go to the Hybrid Energy Peaches golf bag, which is on sale for 9% off? This is what Jordan Rogers made a video about a Jay Lindenberg ad where the guys are like sitting on top of the golf cart and doing stuff that just
they're not
nobody
actually playing golf.
Right, like
never played golf before.
And obviously nobody on set has ever played golf or felt comfortable enough to like speak
up. Is it
up.
just the Peaches one, or is this other? Or is this?
It's just the Peaches one. You got to go to the Peaches one because they did my guy dirty in this photo. You go to the Peaches bag.
I know what you're gonna say.
It's got to be way down there.
Those watching on YouTube,
right there. So you're gonna love it if you're watching YouTube. If not, I'm gonna describe it to you. In the second photo or third photo, he has the backpack straps on, but he's got the bag completely backwards. The pad that is supposed to go on your back as a feature is pointed outwards. And I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to capture the little Peach logo, which I would have told you could have done that anyways. But now the straps are inside. Oh my gosh, it's just
that is funny. This is a photo right here. This is the padding.
This is why you need subject matter experts on set when you do stuff like this.
I mean, that just looks awkward. This back strap here is just like, yeah.
Like he could have.
Ooh,
that's the other one. That's the other one. No, wait. That's the other one.
Who wears it like that? Straight up
in the video, for those of you that are not watching, in the video, he puts the back straps on completely on the U.S. Open version,
like a backpack.
But he's got the part that sticks out normally, like that would be pointing outwards, is like between his legs, going the wrong way. They have the legs.
That is.
It looks like he's ready to blast off. Like,
oh my goodness,
that poor
dude.
That's
the wildest thing. I'm just happy about new.
About
new gloves. That's all. Okay. New gloves was what making me happy. Man, I had to go to the thing. Oh, there's a nice towel on here.
Oh,
so just do a towel.
You know what would make that better?
Yeah, a couple.
What would you do to make that better?
I think a couple logos on there saying the Swoosh Life, maybe a shoebox logo, maybe we have a couple extra that we might be selling this week coming up when this comes out.
So you're saying that towel that we gave away with those 2 sick logos on it that looks just like this one on Nike.com. If you didn't win it, you can actually buy it by DMing the Swoosh Life Podcast on Instagram.
That's correct.
You could do.
All right, we'll let the listeners get first crack.
A bid for them. We might need to do like some bids. We might need to get you guys to like bid it up a little bit instead of just selling it. Like, first couple bids. We've got a couple, and tell us how much you would go for. We're gonna be
the limited quantity.
Nice. So we've got.
They are awesome. I used mine today, and they are a great towel.
So we've got some sick towels. We got some sick drops. And we got some sick news, courtesy of the Sneaker News. And that is the Ryder Cup Air Max 1s, both a European and a U.S. edition have popped up. So we were wondering, would they do something for the Ryder Cup? They kind of dropped that Obsidian Air Max 1, but now we saw that Big Nike is doing a Big Bubble Obsidian. So that was just kind of to match that, which I think is very nice that they did that. But Sneaker News leaked that the Air Max 1 is coming with a red, white, and blue colorway. And there's a European one. So we're going to score these. I want to score these for everybody. And I think a lot of people really liked the Team America version that we posted. But red mudguard, stars in the navy swoosh. Is that ice blue sole with red in the heel? Blue sock liner?
Yeah.
I mean,
red, white, and blue on the bottom. I mean, I like the 3 shades. There's 3 colors. There's that light, the medium blue, the navy, and the red. I think these are just, you're wearing these every 4th of July. You're wearing these every Memorial Day. It's really hard to not buy these. Like, truthfully, especially because I just bought a red pair and a blue pair, like, and now I've got a red, white, and blue pair. Like, it's hard. But I mean,
have you worn them? Can you take the other ones back?
Yeah, I did. I wore them today. I wore the blues today.
What do you guys score in these? What do you score in this, Gumby?
This is a solid 4.7 for me. I think it's a little overdone with the stars in the swoosh. I don't think you needed that. I'd rather have seen something done. I mean, we're getting picky here, but it's 4.7. I'd rather see something done differently on this heel, because this seems like an afterthought printed on.
Mm-hmm.
And doing like something with the stars here or something like that would have been like really nice. But I really like these. Like, it'd be hard not to get just as a regular shoe to wear to your 4th of July barbecues. You know what I mean? Like, it's tough. Though I do have to say, I know you guys wear them a lot, your Air Maxes a lot, as like an everyday thing. Right, Matt? Like when you're traveling and working.
I wore the white and red ones.
I slipped
for work 4 days
in them today. Like I walked into the clubhouse and it was tile. I don't know if it was because I was like on grass and what, but I kind of like jolt slipped a little bit. So I don't know if I just had too much grass on them or I just played, but it was.
Or they just cleaned and waxed.
Yeah, that too. So I don't know. So that was my only thing that I was like very like tentative in my stepping after that. So that was the only thing I noticed today. Also, can we just talk about how this like mid guard is like metallic almost on these as well?
Yeah.
It's really. I can also pull up the.
While you pull up the European one, Keith, what are you scoring it? What do you score in the US one, Keith?
I'm going to score a 4.5. I do like the colorways and everything. It's USA all the way kind of shoe. I actually do like the stars in the navy blue swoosh. And is the upper a little bit? Is it like an off white, like a photon dust, like a gray? Is it like a silver?
I think it's similar to this
as the European one right here.
The European one where it's a little bit more of that like gray, but that's what you get on the AM1 in
white
the
red.
Varsity red as well. Is that little bit of like
you're right.
Differentiation. So,
I like the stars along the toe line, wrapped around the toe line a little bit too.
That's only on the Europe one though.
You sure? It's
I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah, on the Europe one. Yeah, you're right. On the USA one, there's stars all over the toe. You're right. I'm looking at it right now.
And the cool thing is that they're going to be for Ryder Cup and Solheim Cup, which is nice.
Which is a nice combo.
Yeah.
I think.
What do you score the USA?
So you're 4.5 there. Gumby's 4.7. I think I'm like a 4.8. I think I'm like a 4.9. Yeah, there's little like perforated stars in the toe area there.
Oh, that just changes it.
I'm close to a 5.0 on these guys. Because the white, and if you go to the bubble, the bubble is blue. Yeah. So I love when the bubble is like a different color that kind of like complements. Yeah, these are close to a 5.0 for me. I don't know what else I would do different though. Yeah, right. Like it's so good.
This is gonna be so hard.
I think I'm gonna go 4.8. I'm 4.8, maybe 4.9. Maybe it's just like maybe I need red laces in it or blue laces to kind of like make it a
red laces would look real nice with this.
Yeah. So I'll kick off the European one. The thing about Europe, dude, and them always going like the yellow blue just makes me think of Sweden. Like it doesn't make me think of Europe. Like, it's like, I don't know. This doesn't scream.
I do like their pull tab. I didn't think I noticed the USA.
Did American one even have a pull tab? So they've got stars on their pull tab. They got a yellow mudguard, blue and yellow,
orange laces as an option.
Get your stuff together, Europe. Come on. I mean, just based on the shoes alone, I think this just means America's going to smash them on their soil.
Wait, I don't understand the orange laces though. Why are we showing orange laces? There's
no pull tab.
I wish there was a pull tab on the American the USA now. Like, can you imagine if it was just like the red, white stripes, or like even like on the lobsters, the red and white stripe up the back would that would have just been. I don't know. Now I kind of want a pull tab.
Always love the pull tab.
Do you want stars on your pull tab? Are we allowed to put stars on the pull tab?
Yeah, I don't care. I just want a pull tab now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
I'm a
get
big
it.
fan.
I'm
I'm
not
a
gonna get
big fan of double pull tabs. Give me a pull tab on the tongue and the heel.
I kind of like both of these. To be quite honest, a yellow shoe is kind of cool.
It's been a while since we've had some old yeller.
Like, can you just imagine what like a Nomad doing Masters with these? Like just keeping the yellow and doing green for the thing, like that and this like what the Masters would look like on these shoes.
See, I think you know what I think I would have done differently. Yeah, and I'm gonna score the European ones like a 3-0. These are maybe like a 3-0, maybe a 2-5 on me. Like I would have gone maybe more blue upper in the upper, like maybe
I would have done
area,
this eyelet different to be like pulling that more of that light blue and do that eyelet light blue. Just because you have it in the you have the liner and the mudguard as the yellow, just do that as like light blue, and then it pulls in the tab and the toe like perfectly.
Yep, I'm with you on that. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Where are you guys? Keith, why are you scoring this thing?
I'll take your 3-0 and take the 3.0.
Yeah, I'll go 3-2.
Oh, for Keith, it's a 3-0 though. Got to give the master score.
Yep.
I'm gonna say 3-6 because I like a pull tab. I'm lazy. I just want to slip it on half the time. So those are fun though. I'm I like that stuff that they do. I'm sure. Hey, if there's shoes, they've done shirts and stuff in the past. So maybe you guys be on the lookout for a shock drop of a shirt or a hat for the Ryder Cup. So,
what do you guys feel are the
Ryder
odds that we get a shock drop Jordan for the Ryder Cup?
If Tony was in it, yes, but Tony's not on the team.
But they have to plan that like a couple of years ahead, right? So like maybe they were assuming.
Sure.
I guess here's
Jordan
the thing.
is a Ryder Cup guy, right? Or is he he's both President's Cup and Ryder Cup kind of guy?
Yeah, he's been at both. I know he was at the Medina one, and then he was a captain on the President's Cup. Was he a co-captain on one of the Ryder Cup teams, maybe? But so here's my question to you: 50-50, yes or no? Do you think there's a shock drop Jordan coming? And then if you do think it is, would you make it a 1 or a 6?
Man, I don't think there's one coming, but I would really love an Olympic 6 to be the shock drop for the Ryder Cup. That would be quite nice.
Keith?
I was going to say yes, but go 6 as well, just to see if there was something along the lines of the Olympic something. Team USA.
Yeah, I have a feeling like they got to, because I made the video. We ranted about it with our guy Nomad. Olympic 6s make too much sense. You could even do Carmines, and imagine if this and if they do this, I think the world melts. One shoe is an Olympic, and then the other shoe is a Carmine, and then that way you got your red, white, and blue. You got a Carmine and you got an Olympic. That would set the world on fire, I think.
I like it.
I like mismatched shoes for some reason. There's been a couple LeBron lows that go like, or they invert the colors. They did that on the John Morant ones for Spider-Man, where it was kind of like all red with blue swoosh, all blue with red swoosh. So I kind of like that. But speaking of, I think we have to do a pick.
Yeah, Ryder Cup, not this coming week, as you're listening to this, or not tomorrow on listening on Wednesday. But the following week. So Rory's got to go on his bachelor party with his friends this coming week, and then he's got to get ready for the Ryder Cup in Rome. So who do you guys like? Zach, Captain Johnson, is looking kind of like a genius by picking JT, coming off of a pretty good showing at – oh, man. What is the show? What is the one today? Of course, Fortinet.
Yeah,
Fortinet?
in Napa, right?
Yeah. And to hit the gala. Congratulations on your maiden victory. But JT looked good. Hold out of a bunker. Playing pretty well. So maybe some time off just helped him refocus. And I think it's going to be quite a matchup. Keith, you're kind of a big golf guy here. What is, your thoughts on the team, USA versus Euro, and where do you think where do you think our two weaknesses on each team lies?
Well, since we last started talking, we kind of picked who we thought was going to be on the Ryder Cup team. So what we ended up with was Ricky, Jordan, Kawamakawa, JT, Sam Burns was the pick. I think we were all kind of like, is it going to be Cam Young? Is it going to be Keegan Bradley? Sam Burns was in, and of course, thank God he came in at the number 7 pick was Brooksy. Because I feel like if he wasn't on this team, I think it could have got a little scary, for the U.S. team, because I feel like the U.S. now has like their bad boy kind of thing, their tough guy for Team USA that's going to like kind of take charge. If he's playing well, I think these guys are just going to take off and stuff. But Ryder. I'm thinking Paw Patrol kids, unbelievable. Oh my God, Ryder Cup,
Ryder Cup, Ryder Cup, every other year now.
I love it.
Oh man, that was good.
Who says we're not
Ryder Cup? What I was trying to say is European team is a slowly transitioning team right now, trying to build for the future. They could throw some scary weapons in there depending on how they can. Their home field, so they have matchups in their hands. So that could be a problem maybe after day one or something like that. If they go down, they can throw a different matchup in there. Same thing with US, but I think USA does have the stronger team, but Europe's building for the future right now. So it might be a couple years being on US soil for a little bit. And in 2025, it comes back to US soil at Bethpage. So that'll be we should have a good team for that too. But if we're going to make picks right now, or are we going to go through each and see how we feel?
No, I was just looking for your analysis on team. I think Ludwig being on the team is an interesting choice for Europe. I think he's played really well, but he hasn't seen any spotlight. He hasn't even played in a major yet. So that's tough. And I'm just intrigued. We tend to struggle in foursomes, but good in 4-ball, I believe. So I'm intrigued to see like who Zach pairs up for some of these, and how how we go. And then I as every Ryder Cup, President's Cup, it was going to come down to singles, and I'm intrigued to see who Rory goes against. Is it going to be someone like Brooksy? Is it going to be someone like Scheffler? Like I want to know who that Rory matchup on Sunday singles is going to be, because I think it's going to be. It's always a show, right? Like he played obviously the Reed one goes back, but I think he played someone 2 years ago too that was also a tight one. So maybe it was JT. I think JT went out early to secure it against Rory. So I'm just intrigued to see those matchups. I think that's what's the cool part about Ryder Cup, is just who teams up, how you play. And not obviously it's not Nike sponsored, but the Polo Ralph Lauren stuff looks good this year. So looking forward to see, as I called it, the Roger Dorn sweater on them as well for Major League. So Matt, any other thoughts before we get into pick?
It was interesting for me because I was rooting on the European team. I was rooting for Adrian Meronk to make the team. Obviously, he would have been the first Polish-born golfer, so little rooting interest for me there. And then how passionate he got, like talking about it, saying, hey, I thought I did well. I thought I qualified. I thought I was in. I was shocked. Like he was open and honest, and he said that like he'd been busting his ass all year to make the team, and it was almost like a mirror image from the U.S. side of what Keegan Bradley said. And Keegan Bradley said, like, yo, I thought I was in. And it's obvious, like, this is like a buddies club. And then it makes me start to think about, like, how it feels when, like, yeah, Brooks is the only live guy that gets in there. And then we're missing Dustin and we're missing Bryson. And part of me wants to say, like, man, those guys, like, those are, like, stalwarts. Like, it's not like they're old. Dustin Johnson is a couple of years older than Brooks. So I feel like if he should have gone in for he's one of those people that maybe should have gone in for because of his past history. But I get it because you had these two new guys that won majors.
Yeah.
Right. Like you had to give it. Wyndham's in, right? Like the other guy's in. Sorry, forget
Brian Harmon.
Yeah. Brian Harmon, Waggles. Okay, so Waggles is in, right? So now you lose out on Bryson and Dustin, but then the other part of me remembers like this was based on the majors, and everybody had a chance to play the majors. So like, man, my heart aches for Keegan. It hurts a little bit for because I feel like Bryson really wanted to be on there. Dustin's hard to read. Like I think Dustin's fine. Just
he said in an interview that if he was playing on the PGA Tour, he would be on the team, and I don't doubt that. But I think also you're playing on the PGA Tour. You're playing 4 rounds of golf. You're playing possibly better competition. You're playing more visibility. Like you might earn it easier than. Like I haven't seen Dustin hasn't won a live event this year.
No,
like he did really well in the first year, but he hasn't won anything this year. So it's not. I mean, it's Chicago this coming week. I think Matt lives Chicago.
Yeah, which I think I have to travel to Ohio this weekend, unfortunately. So
Barry, maybe reach out to Matt if you're listening.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Barry, I might drop in on your course Friday or Saturday if you listen to this, and if not, Ben, I'm coming to the tour van at Live. So either way, somebody's getting bothered by me this weekend. So it's interesting to me because I guess here's the thing, like there is this like guys dynamic, and we'll dive into this topic before we make our picks, which I think we're all picking USA because if any of us doesn't pick USA. True. And they pull it off, like we're never going to hear the end of it. But then Zach Johnson's like, everybody on the team, absolutely no cameras. We don't want Full Swing, the Netflix documentary in here, like behind closed doors. It's like, what are they doing behind closed doors? How do you guys feel about Full Swing not having full access?
To me, I think it's fine. It's one of those events where like we know what happens. I think we know like how things go, but we're also this is an every 2 years thing. If you give them access behind the USA tactics on how we set a team up, I mean there's a Ryder Cup committee, right? Like Tiger's involved without being involved. Like he'll be texting the captains as like an unofficial captain with stats and analytics and all that stuff. So like if that stuff starts getting out there on how USA sets up stuff, how Europe sets up stuff. I mean, Europe has said, like, I think Rory was quoted this past week saying, like, we don't want a bomber's course because we know that most of USA are bombers and we want to either just have the long iron in because we're better with irons. So it's like, that's a setup thing. Like they're going to try and set up, Rome to be like that. So I think it's interesting. I don't think we see another 19-9 blowout this year. I think it gets a lot closer than the experts think. But for me, I think USA gets it done, but like tight, like 15 only, like 14.5, 15. They only need 14.5 to win, 14 to tie, to retain, which is helpful because we're the defending. But I think they probably get to 15. They get to like 13, and that's it. So it's gonna be tight. You're gonna be watching the whole way down. So I'm also curious when Tiger's gonna be the Ryder Cup captain because I feel like Zach jumped him on that a little bit. But that might be a topic for another day. Keith, you're muted.
That's what I get for taking so many sips of water, being muted all the time. Going back to the Full Swing thing, I do want to see what goes on behind the scenes, but I also don't want to see, JT and Spieth hugging each other all the time and them trying to play ping pong. And
it's just a lot of ping pong. You're not missing anything. It's just a lot of ping pong.
What's the European version of CVS? Look, he's buying antihistamines for each other.
I do feel like this is the last hurrah for golf this season. So I wish there's going to be some scenes, but it's just when they go in their team locker room and maybe behind the scenes of making picks, we're just not going to see that on Full Swing. But we'll get all the insights, like when they're on the course, maybe practicing, they're in the rounds and stuff. Hopefully, we'll get all that as well. But I'm going Team USA. I think it's going to be closer than what maybe some people think, because like I said in a little preview we were talking about, I think Europeans heading in the right direction with their players that they're picking. Yeah, a couple of no names on there, but they got some guns as well that can win some matches as well. Matt, who are you going with? What about full swing? What do you think?
Yeah. Again, I'm going to go USA just because Team America, never going to bet against them. But, the full swing thing, as you guys were talking, I started thinking it's like anytime a team wins, they say what great chemistry we had and it was amazing and this and that. What I want to see is if shit goes south. Right? Because, remember when Phil, was it Tom Watson he threw under the bus and he didn't agree with some of the decisions? And then there was another time, anytime a team loses, then it comes out that, hey, this person didn't agree with this decision or that. And I would love it if the cameras caught that moment. If they caught the moment of somebody slamming their hat and walking away or the discussion that a captain has to have, right?
Sitting a player. Yeah.
And especially Zach Johnson, technically, he's not that far removed from being a peer, right? Right. The guy's was playing good golf. So it's it's not like some of the like Steve Stricker's like we all knew Steve Stricker was headed to the seniors tour and he hasn't played in a while and he was just waiting for the senior tour qualification. Love Strick, by the way. But it would be interesting to see that kind of conversation of a Zach Johnson trying to say, imagine when a manager comes out to the mound and talking to a star pitcher, an ace pitcher, and be like, buddy, you ain't got it today. You got to go down in the fifth. Right.
Yeah.
Something like that. I want that tension. That's what I would like to see. But yeah, other than that, I'm going USA. Your picks, guys?
I think the hard part, USA, the hard part with full swing is we could get them behind that. You could do a whole full swing on Ryder Cup alone and the whole weekend. Not just, depending on the drama, depending on if it's, Brookline, if it's Medina, if it's something like that again, you could get a whole 5-10 episode series on just that weekend. Whereas I think that was the problem too, is that we won't get that at a full swing because that's not what the Netflix model is for that, right? Look at F1, look at Drive to Survive. It's a whole season in 10 episodes. They do 20 races. You're not getting 2 races episode. You're skipping some races. You're bouncing around. You're more about the driver than it is. Same thing in Set Point or whatever it was for the tennis one, and same thing with Full Swing. We got the characters. We got the people. We didn't get the golf story, and maybe we'll get more of that this year because of the PIF stuff and other things. But I think we're just always going to get the people story and not the golf story as well. When we could, you could do a whole one on that, which would be really cool. And I would love to see a Hard Knocks version of the Ryder Cup because that's kind of exactly what it is, right?
That's awesome.
It's a short vignette of time. But then there's, behind the scenes stuff. And it could be they just did the trip. They did the scouting trip and everyone went. So you start there, then they go to Fortinet, then they go this, or you start with picking the team. That would be what I would want to see more than full swing, kind of thing. So USA for me, though.
USA all the way.
USA all the way.
It should be a good Ryder Cup. This is our Ryder Cup preview episode, as we will name it. This is fall is a fun time, and I know we keep promising a Monopoly episode. We will get there. I just am busy, and I want to make a cool board for it. I want to actually make visuals, so you guys have to watch us on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Smash that like button and follow. It helps the algorithm. That's what I see all the content creators say when I watch YouTube videos. I don't actually know. So, and remember, giveaway alert still. We are giving away the TW13 print done by Nomad Customs. Once we have 1,500 followers on Instagram, guess what? We're 75 people away before we can give that away. So we're holding fast. We could probably give it away now, but we're holding steadfast at 1,500. We set a
We can
goal.
do it.
We're going to hit it. Shout out to Eastside for reposting one of our things that brought in like a solid like 10 people. So like it was a jump like that. But if you guys want the towels and you want other stuff coming in the future, you got to be attached to our socials and following us on them, because that's where all the information is. Matt does a great job running that account, and it is all the place to be for new and cool stuff coming out from Nike Golf and the Swoosh Life podcast. So, and if you are so inclined and love us so much, then you can go be a supporter as well. You can go to podcasters.spotify.com/pod/show/the Swoosh Life. Become a supporter of the podcast. Monthly donations are helpful, but also helpful is, if you want that towel, if you want to do ball markers again, all of that stuff, any donations, anything helps us. We just put it right back to you guys. We don't take a cut. We just do this for fun. So everything goes right back to you. And that's it. So other than that, gentlemen, great episode, fun episode, quick episode. Not that quick, but pretty quick. Looking forward to fall. I have my daughter's birthday coming up. Can we believe that's already a year? Keith, you have your daughter's birthday coming up in a couple more months. We'll have another show before that. But we just are cruising right along. And hopefully Keith and I can get out to golf. We've had just so many cancellations, unfortunately. Some stuff has come up, but hopefully we'll get out to golf next year, man. We're getting together. We're getting the band together. Anyone who wants to come, like Swoosh Life Podcast, you guys
got to do that.
Just tell us where. We'll be there. We'll do a traveling show next year or something.
We're setting a date now. It's in April.
In April. In a warm place.
That's as loose a commitment as we'll get. We're going to Keaton
Somewhere
Park
around
in April.
Augusta
Dallas.
National.
Dallas.
Augusta
Keaton Park.
National. Keaton Park.
There we go.
In April. I could just go down to the Masters. We can just hang out with Justin.
Deal.
Justin's back, by the way. I saw him hitting balls the other day. Finally, I said, "Welcome back, buddy." He goes, "Good to be back." So, but yeah, guys, I'm feeling good. I'm also tired. It's been a long night. Sunday night, we're recording. Like I said, Jags lost. I'm not feeling the best right now about that, but we'll talk about it. Bears lost also. Oh my God, I don't want to go there. I actually do want to go there. Justin Fields is bad. Sorry.
Let's do it. Let's talk about all this. Let's talk about all this. First off, we'll bring it back to fantasy football here. We'll make this a long episode now. First year since Patrick Mahomes was a rookie, I've always drafted him, and everybody goes, "Don't reach for quarterbacks. You can get a good quarterback." I get Trevor Lawrence. I'm like, me and Gumby, we can be buddies. We can be Trevor Lawrence fans. Yep. And then he does this to me.
And you have Press Taylor calling plays now, and it's not good.
Good. And then the whole Justin Fields thing. It's it's the great thing about that whole series was you had an offsides where you've got a clear chance to just fling the ball up on the same side that the guy came from, and you lost out on that. That's a dumb play. So I put that on the coach. You don't coach situational stuff. That's what happens when you don't play people in the preseason. I'm sorry. Okay. Especially a guy that's in the second year of your system. And then you go, and then on the next play, you do a screen pass, and Chase Claypool, who everybody said didn't block anything and had video evidence, finally redeems himself with a touchdown. And then what does he do? He overblocks. So that's an even dumber play. And then on the very next one, pick six to a lineman.
Straight. Oh, that was fun. That was a good one. So the tumultuous times of NFL football. Hey, NHL starts within the next month, I believe. Biz was right. Babcock out, and we'll just leave it at that. And I'm not going to go much further because I don't actually know.
Don't need to.
I do want access to your camera roll, though.
But yeah, this is a fun one, guys, and I'm excited.
And we will have an NBA preview with Nick and Blake. Everybody ping Nick and Blake to make sure that they come to the NBA preview episode.
Yes, NBA preview. I don't even know when that starts. I think sometime in October. So
not about Halloween.
But other than that, go hit it, guys. Go out there, have some fun. Get your fall golf in. Send us your photos. Send us your scriptings. Keith's got some Tiger stuff coming out like real soon with all of his scriptings, and we love seeing it. So, and remember, swing your swing, like Arnold said, and like Scotty Scheffler does. Swing your swing. So, for the Swoosh Life Podcast, I've been Gumby. That's been Keith and Matt. See you in the next one. Bye.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. Make sure to go follow us on Instagram at the Swoosh Life Podcast to stay up to date on all things swoosh. And if you have any questions, comments, or business inquiries, please email us at the swooshLifePodcast@gmail.com. And lastly, give us a follow or review and become a supporter of the podcast at anchor.fm/theswooshlife/support. Thank you all for listening. See you in the next one.
Checks over stripes, yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, that's what we like. Yeah.